Okay, for this session, basically we're going to look at two new shape. One is called the parallelogram, the other one is rhombuses. Okay, now let's take a look at this parallelogram first. It actually comes from this word parallel, which basically means two lines of the same distance from one another. Alright, and the two line basically means if I keep on extending the two line, it will never actually touch each other, but it will just go on forever side by side. And this parallelogram is actually a four-sided figure. It looks like this, something like a rectangle, but the two sides is actually parallel to each other. So this line and this line over here is actually parallel to each other, which means you can extend it and you go on forever without ever crossing. And while this line over here and this line over here is also parallel to each other. Again, if you were to extend it forever, alright, it will never cross each other. So it's something like a rectangle or a squash rectangle basically, except that it does not have a right angle. Okay, and just like a rectangle, basically it has the opposite side. One side to the opposite side is actually of the equal length, same length over here with this length over here, and this length over here. Why, this side is the same. Okay, the other diagram, this diagram over here, we call them the rhombus. Okay, it looks something like a diamond, something like a kite. Okay, so you can see this, it looks like a typical kite that you play with, and it has four sides that is of equal length. Alright, so each side is all equal length, and the opposite side is parallel to each other. Alright, so this side here is parallel to each other. Alright, and this side here is actually parallel to each other. Now, for the normal question that you will face in your test or your examination, right, it could be identification of which of them is actually the parallelogram or the rhombuses. But the more tricky one is actually when you're given a shape, either a parallelogram or a rhombuses, and you're supposed to write out the name of the shape, which basically is a bit more tricky because you need to get the spelling right. Okay, but anyway, don't give up. Alright, I'm sure you get the hang of it with a little bit of practice.